I have such a hard time facing the overwhelming negative emotions of failure. So this might be the most important post I've ever made. You do not fear failure, okay? It's important to know what you're really afraid of, and you're not afraid of failure. You are afraid of being judged. I'll prove it to you. So imagine you're home alone, and halfway through the day you discover your fly is down. What are you going to do? You're going to look down and say, whoops, you're going to zip it back up. That's the end of that. But now imagine you're at work, and you've been at work half the day, and you see that your fly is down. What are you going to do? You're going to be like, oh my God, how long has this been open? I hope no one saw, right? So in both instances, you failed getting dressed. But at work, you are afraid of you're afraid of being judged, right? You're afraid of how others are going to look at you. And I have great news. This is really, really good news. No one gives a shit about you. No one gives a shit about you or me or them or him or her. No one cares. People only care about themselves. This should free you up, you know? Maybe you're in high school, maybe you're young, I don't know. High school's, it's a little trickier because in high school, everyone wants to fit in because no one wants to be judged. Everyone has to blend in. That's why they all dress the same and talk the same. And that's why the weirdos, the kids that dress differently, that's why they get picked on because they have the courage to dress the way they want, to be themselves. And everyone else is like, well, how come they get to be themselves? I don't get to be myself because it's all about blending in, you know? So maybe you're young, I understand, but you'll figure it out as you get older. You'll realize this. You know, what's the meaning of life? When people ask me that, I don't get asked a lot, but I've given thought to this. I think the meaning of life is, and it'll take you years or decades to figure this out, but I think the meaning of life is to find out who you are, figure out who you are, and then give yourself the courage to actually be it. That's really hard. But for the people who do, they've completed. That's the mission, to figure out who you are and allow yourself to be that person. And that's really hard. For most people, that's really hard. You know, I take my work, Paper Orchestra, my book, and I perform it on tour. And by the way, someone's going to say, because someone said this before, are you really going to plug your book every single time? Yes, I am. Okay? I really don't give a shit what you think of me. Yes, I am. You know why? Because every time I do, people buy my book and people see me on tour. So yes, to the lady on Facebook who has a problem with me, I don't give a shit. Go away. Okay. But when I go on tour and I perform my book, people afterwards come up to me and they say all the time, they say, wow, you're so brave to be saying all this stuff. Because the stories, many of them are really intimate and vulnerable. And they're not judging. And I'm admitting to things that, wow, I can't believe he's admitting to. But no one's judging me as a person. Instead, they're complimenting me. They're saying you're brave. If you allow yourself to be who you are, people are in awe of that. You know, be brave. Be brave. I hope you see my tour or get my book. Good luck to you.